What's going on, everybody? Today I'm just going to give my quick first impressions of the Nothing Phone 1. Now, I know the Nothing Phone 2 is out, and I know it's been improved, but I just wasn't prepared, to check out Nothing 2 right now. I wanted to start with Nothing 1. I was a little interested in the device, so I waited for the price to drop really low, and then I decided to check it out. Now, I'm probably not going to keep this because I'm just not overly impressed with it, honestly. I mean, I do like some things about it, but when it comes to these lights, which is supposed to be the main selling point of this device, I'm just not all that impressed. Now, I have the Unihertz Luna, which I'm going to compare that phone to this phone because they both have lights on the back, but I actually like the way the lights are configured on that phone better than this phone. But this phone is superior in a lot of other ways than that of the Unihertz Luna. But you'll see that once I do my comparison between those two devices. All right, so let's get started. Let's talk about the specs really quick. Now, of course, this came out 2022 of last year. You got Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back, 6.5-inch 1080p AMOLED display, HDR10 plus, 1200 nits peak brightness, and a 120 hertz refresh rate. You get an in-display fingerprint sensor, face unlock, always on display, 4,500 milliamp hour battery, 33 watt fast wired charging, 15 watt wireless charging, 5 watt reverse wireless charging. That's pretty impressive, especially because this is a mid-range device. It's not a flagship device, but the fact that you're getting wireless and reverse wireless charging is pretty impressive. You're also getting dual stereo speakers, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal storage, the Glyph interface, which is the lights on the back, NFC. It also comes with Android 13. Now, keep in mind, it's upgradable to Android 15 with 4 years of security patches. So you're going to be good to go with this for a while. Now, when it comes to the chipset, you're getting the Snapdragon 778G. So like I said, this is a mid-range device. Now, with the cameras, you get a 50 megapixel wide with optical image stabilization, 50 megapixel ultra wide with electronic image stabilization, and this phone shoots at 4K 30 frames per second, 1080p 60 frames per second. And then when it comes to the selfie camera, you get 16 megapixel wide that shoots at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Now, I currently have a case on here, so if you want to see this without the case, I'll take it off really quick. Now, this light is on because that means I got a notification. So just got to go in here. As you can see, I got notification. I'm going to clear those off. So for those of you that want to see the back of the phone, it's transparent. And I don't dislike the design. It's a nice design. I've never had a transparent phone before, so it's cool. The build quality feels great. I mean, I'm going to be honest, it feels like an iPhone. That's how good the build quality feels because it has a flat back and a flat front display. Everything is flat. It's squared off on the sides. It got that iPhone feel. And even though I can't stand iOS, I hate iOS, I do love the build quality of the iPhones. I'm not going to lie. I love the build quality. And also, I love the performance. Excuse me, but I just can't stand the overall operating system. I just hate it. So, build quality on here is absolutely great. But I like this case. It's like I love the material of this case. And then it highlights the Glyph lights on the back. So I'm going to put this back on. So you only get these two cameras in the back, both are 50 megapixels. Now, when it comes to the display is beautiful, as you can see. It's beautiful. It gets adequately bright. I don't use my phones outside very often. Usually, when I'm using my phones, I'm usually indoors or in my car or in my house. So I very seldom use my smartphones outside. And the reason for that, nowadays, with things being so dangerous out here, you really need to stay alert and keep your head on a swivel because you may never know what you have to deal with. And if you're so preoccupied with your head down on your phone, walking or just doing whatever, you could really find yourself in a bad situation, whether you get robbed, anything could happen. People are just so into their phone, they don't even pay attention to what's going on around them. But I don't do that. So mostly I use my phones indoors. So brightness on this is pretty good from what I can tell. When it comes to performance on this so far, it performs really well. I mean, I'm kind of surprised how fast this phone is and how smooth the animations are. I wasn't really expecting that, honestly, but I'm impressed, with the speed and the fluidity of the device so far. And I did check out the dual stereo speakers. They sound pretty good, but I'll go over all of that when I do my full review. But the thing that gets me, I'm just not that impressed with these lights because you can't make them stay on. They don't interact when you play music. It's like the only time you're going to see them is if you get a notification, and that's not always 100% consistent. Sometimes I'll check my phone for notifications. I'll have all these notifications and the glyph lights hasn't even gone off. So I don't like that. You should be able to use these lights whenever you want, and you should be able to leave them on if you want. You should have that option. That's why I like the Unihertz better, because you can have the lights on all the time. And I'll show y'all that when I do a comparison. But I'm not saying I'm not impressed with this phone at all. I am impressed with the display is beautiful. The performance so far is really nice. I'm definitely impressed with the battery so far. But I got to check the cameras out. And like I said, I really love this case. It's perfect for this device. But the glyph lights is the main selling point, and I'm just not impressed with the setup of these glyph lights. I'm just not. And of course, I don't like the name Nothing. I really don't. The presentation, see, that's all you get. And that was quick. And you get this to let you know you got a notification. You get different sounds, but it's just not all that, honestly. It's just not. Maybe with the Nothing 2 is just better, but we'll go over that when I do the full review. So thank you for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. Hope everybody out there staying safe, staying well, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. I'll do the full review for this by next weekend. All right, just got to get some pictures, photos and videos, and also have it long enough where I can really test out the battery and let y'all know what kind of battery life I'm getting. All right, check you guys out in the next one. Peace.